Wordcast is a series composed of 6 arcs, at least 20 novellas, and 12 super editions. I don't know the exact number, so please don't call me out on it, it just feels like enough. With that many books, there's bound to be some that drop the ball. Hard. Some of these books aren't the most annoying books, but the most boring. It's hard to be mad at a book if you aren't the least bit entertained. There's a reason so many people like watching Sharknado, and it's not for the plot. Before we get started, if you are new to this channel, please think about subscribing. I regularly post both Wings of Fire and Wordcast content, so you'll never be bored. And to my current subscribers, thank you so much for supporting me. I would have gotten here without you all. And without further ado, let's get on to some of the worst Wordcast books that have ever made it to the publishing table. Let's start off with a book that has happened in recent memory, The Raging Storm. I feel like A Vision of Shadows suffers from having a strong first half, but in the second half, it just flounders around. I was convinced that they would bring back Darktale. That's how weird it was. Instead, we got cats standing around and talking. This book was mainly about SkyClan. SkyClan, who's by a lake, are struggling with their territory and decide to leave. They then just come back. That's dumbly Star. Your clan is stronger than ShadowClan right now. If they tried to take back their territory, you could just fight them off. She ends up snapping at her clanmates and all in all, acts incredibly out of character. She's usually very level-headed and she didn't act that way in this book. The side plot is the relationship between Twig Branch and others. Twig Branch isn't the best mentor to her apprentice, which I actually like. We don't have that many flawed protagonists and warriors. Her relationship with Finley was completely annoying and it almost felt like a satire of the vast majority of Wordcat's relationships. He keeps on trying to force her to have kids and she refuses. Despite this plot, I just thought that she would have kids eventually, because that's how the errands work. Women are just baby making factories, and even if they say that they are infertile, they just go back and retcon it. No one can escape babies. The Raging Storm has only one redeeming quality, and that is Juniper Claw, a cat obsessed with regaining ShadowClan's former pride. I'm sad he had to have his starring moments in such a disappointing book. Number 2, Redtail Stepped. This novella was incredibly unnecessary. No one was asking about Redtail. Everyone asks about Rock. Can we please get a Rock book instead of a random cat who dies 3 chapters into the first book? The only thing it brings to the table is the relationship between, and depth between Tiger Claw and Redtail. Redtail apparently is adept to Tiger Claw, who saved him from a hawk as an apprentice. However, this information is never really useful. It doesn't change the way we see Redtail's murder, and the motivations remain the same. It also creates further confusion around Redtail's depth, the most retconned event ever in Wordcat's canon. Let's go on to the next one, Pebbleshine Kids. This is the most lackluster Wordcat's novel ever, I'm tempted to say. Despite being about Pebbleshine, we barely ever learn about her or her personality. Instead, we learn about the kids. Pebbleshine and Word's canon exists solely to give babies a Hawkwing, and this just rubs it in your face. Pebbleshine's kits alongside Tree's roots retcons Tree's age. Sure, it isn't by much, it's only by 6 moons, but I'm annoyed that he met his future wife when she was literally a newborn. Can we please have 2 romantic characters who don't originally meet with a weird age gap? However, it's not confirmed in canon whether Tree remembers to help Violet Shine's mother out or not. And it's not that big of a deal if I'm being honest. The only part of this book that I really like is Bug and Bunny. He has Bugs Bunny, who are a cat and a dog who live together. We've seen this happen before, but usually the cat has at least some fear regarding the dog. However, in this book, Bug and Bunny both play together, despite Pebbleshine initially thinking the dog was attacking the cat. You see, these two are who we should have gotten a novella on, not Pebbleshine. Fun fact, the first time I read Wordcast, I skipped over this book and I did not literally miss anything at all. This book is Night Whispers. You know what's really bad? When you have to read over the Wordcast wiki article twice to know what you want to write down. This plot honestly lulled me to sleep. I don't know how this book wasn't a few chapters at the most. This book suffers from a problem that a lot of the Omen and the Stars books have in common, where they try and fail to build up anticipation for the final battle with the Dark Forest. They show the Dark Forest cats training clan cats, but we never get to know their full power. Maybe if they actually did some things in the physical world, then tension would have been built up better. If you think that traveling books are bad, at least they have a destination in mind. Meanwhile, this book meanders around in a circle for half of it despite being in clan territory. Most Warriors books are noticeable for 6 or so plot points, the worst of them 4 or maybe 3. This one only has one scene that's iconic, which is Flametail's death. Otherwise, it can be completely skipped over as I did originally. The worst Wordcat's book, in my opinion, will take no one by surprise. This book has to be Spotleaf's Heart. No one asked for this novel. No one asked for Spotleaf to originally be a warrior, which makes her and the medicine cats that come after her 5-6 former warriors. The worst thing about Spotleaf's Heart is that I can see what the Aarons may have been trying to do with it. There was no way they made the textbook example of grooming without realizing it. They may have been trying to create a teaching moment about not trusting older people too much, especially ones in their close community. However, they absolutely fudged it. Instead of looking like Thistleclaw is bad for grooming a child, it makes it look like Thistleclaw is only bad for going to the dark forest, and if he just left when Spotleaf asked him to, then he would have been fine dating a cat younger than his son. Thistleclaw also receives no repercussions for his behavior. He is not so much as reprimanded, he gets to live out his days peacefully until his death to RiverClan. Overall, this is the worst, not because it makes you feel apathetic, but because it's just so gross in general and it seems so unaware of the facts it points. These are the 5 worst Warrior Cat books in my opinion. What are y'all's list of the worst Warrior Cat books? Do you think the books I listed here aren't that bad and I'm just going too hard on them? Well, comment all that down below. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I make Wings of Fire and Warrior Cats videos pretty often, and your support means a lot to me. And to those who have already subscribed, thank you for your continued support. I wouldn't have gotten here without y'all. Peace out. Have a good day.